Hey y'all, it's Craig with the Bickums on the YT here at our warehouse, Small Town Wreath Shop. So y'all check us out at smalltownwreathshop.com. Today's going to be a little bit different, y'all. As you can see, we've got a ton of different color ribbons out here. We're going to do a little quick bow tutorial. We're going to make a couple different styles, different colors. Kind of show you how I do things. We're probably going to try to even do a little hand bow. So it's going to be a little fun time. I hope you get some value out of this. I hope you enjoy the way that I make my bows. If you do, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to our With the Bickums channel. So let's get to making some bows, y'all. Alright. So we're going to start with just a simple... we're not going to do as many loops on this one. This one's just going to have a 2.5 inch on the bottom, 1.5 inch white royal burlap, and then we got some kind of like a, I don't know, combination of like a buffalo, a check, a red and white check. I wouldn't call it gingham because it's too big, but it's just a kind of like a check, a red and white check. So I'm going to do 2 loops, 1 loop, 2 loops with this particular bow. Nothing fancy. It's going to keep that bow kind of airy. That way, if you are trying to use, if you're using it on something that you're trying to use florals, you'll still have plenty of room. You won't have so many loops. You won't have a bow that is so bunched up that you can't stick things between the loops. So we are going to dovetail. We may do a little bit of different dovetailing. Show y'all a couple different styles that we use. This is just a typical dovetail, a little 45. You can make it pretty if you want. We might do that in one of the other ones. So I'm gonna run about, I know everybody can't see all, but I'm gonna run about a 10 to 11 inch tail. You know what? I'm gonna go 12 inch tail on one side. So whenever I'm using the Pro Bow 4-in-1 is the bow maker that I'm using by Miss Regina Sellers. Whenever you stick that ribbon down in there, y'all, I put mine in the pegs first, and then I twist. I just reach my hand over, and I twist it up, and just make sure you get a really good twist on that. Now, all this ribbon is wired ribbon, so manipulate that wire, you know, and kind of work some of your little wrinkles out. You know, try to take just a little bit of extra time to make your bow. If you're going to make a bow, let's make it look good. And we're going to go about, I don't know, this one. Let's go on this particular bow. Let's do a 6.5 inch loop on the bottom. So somewhere between 6.5 and 7 would be fine. I just like to actually, you know, put my hands in it, pull it out, and make sure that it's falling about where I want it. So that might be a little bit more than 6.5, maybe. And then you just steady. All right, so we're going to do 2 loops of this on the bottom. Make sure your loops kind of stay about the same length. So we got 1 on each side there. Make sure my pegs ain't coming out. And we're going to do 2 of these. Because you want, or the way I like it is I like to have those loops open up like a pair of fingers. And then I want that, if it doesn't matter if you got 3 or if you got 2, but I want that next loop to show through that V, you know, so you can kind of see it. If you have 3, then I'm going to run 2. That's why, you know, you do the 3-2-1. This is a 2-1-2. So you can kind of see everything in your bows that you're making. Now you would, depending on what you're putting this on, would depend on how big it's going to be. If you're trying to make a small bow to, you know, to say put on a vase or something like that, you're not going to use much big ribbon, because it just, to me, you can't go but so small making with a 2.5 inch or bigger ribbon. You can only go, you know, your loops can only be so small before everything's just kind of bunched up, and it just doesn't look real good, in my opinion anyway. So just kind of make sure I just dovetail as I go. I put that wire in my left hand, take my right hand, and I cut up towards that wire, and it gives it that pretty little dovetail look, just like so. Now, and it also, these bows also depend, y'all, on what kind of ribbon you're using. If you're using a cheap ribbon, your bow's not gonna look as good, y'all. It's just not gonna do it. So this is the white. Get that one open. I need to get my trash real quick. Throw all my stuff in the trash. Now these are all the bows pretty much are very versatile. You can do what you want to with them. Now we're going to start shortening up. Every color I'm going to shorten up about a ½ an inch. You know, whatever you like as far as the look of it. So we're going to shorten the tails up about a ½ an inch. I can't see it real good on this side because them 50-yard rolls is kind of big. But about a ½ inch on the loop. You can go a little more if you want. ½ to 3/4 will be fine on the loops. Now we're only doing one of the white, and I kind of accordion that wire up down that middle and make sure that it rolls kind of flat. Still shorten it up about a ½ an inch, and then we're gonna cut a pretty little dovetail there. Throw all my little pieces away. I'm stepping on something here. But this is, I know I found the style bow. I don't really call it anything. Craig's bow, whatever you want to call it. Just the style that I like. That seems to look good on our wreaths. I make the same kind. Even if she's doing like a centerpiece or something, I just make it small. So I pick out the ribbon that's going to actually work for the size of the project that we're doing. Alright, so now we're going to be back to 2 loops. So the tail's a little shorter, and we're just going to do 2 loops on the top. You know, I could have just built this like a normal 3-2-1 if I wanted to, but I wanted to do a couple of different. I'm going to shorten this top one up about an inch. So we're getting into that last run of loops. Now I'm probably going to sell these. So if anybody's interested, I'll sell the whole. You can just direct message us at Small Town Wreath Shop, or email us at info@smalltownwreathshop.com. And I just need your email so I can send you an invoice. And if anybody's interested in getting what we make today. I know I have a lot of people ask me, do you sell your bows? And I never have. I never did. So I don't have a name for this bow. I said I don't really get that technical naming them. You know, I know some people do. I do use a lot of that, what they call that blast off bow, which is the 3-2-1, just like blast off. And I do use zip ties. We use zip ties and chenille stems. So we're just going to raise up in the, not all the way out of the sticks. I put my zip tie on, and I just snug it down. Then I can pull it out. And I don't know if everybody can see how it leaves a mark with these pegs. And that's what I call my stack. You want to keep that stack straight. Keep it as straight as you can, and keep it kind of tight. That's when I pinch it across, and I push down so I can get my chenille stem underneath that zip tie. And then I pull it about about halfway. Now I start tightening up that zip tie. Don't just, you know, bear down on it all the way. Just get it good and snug. Make sure your stack stays good and, you know, standing straight up. Then you can start fluffing. That way you can tighten up. I don't cut anything off yet until I'm through fluffing my bow, because you can steady tighten up. As you move it around, it's gonna loosen up things, and you can kind of get a few more clicks out of that. So with having the 2 loops on the bottom, now we're gonna open, just let the loops go. Like, I pulled it that way and it didn't feel right. So this one wanted to go to the left, so that's the way we're gonna let it go. We're gonna open that one, and we're gonna let the tail fall kind of between, if we want. We don't have to. That's Melissa coming right there with the baby. Now we're gonna just let this single loop fall right in the middle between them two, between them fingers. It's just gonna fall just right between them, and then you can pull whichever way you want that tail to go, because we're gonna send this last tail the other way. Now we're gonna split the white. He wanted to be over here. Oh, there's grandbaby. There's my grandbaby, my granddaughter. Will you cut that air down, please?
Yeah, I will.
There's baby Evie Kate.
Say hi.
So this one doesn't have a whole lot of loops on it. It's nice and airy. Like I said, it's just a simple bow that when you do put it on something, you can, you've got all the room you need to open up and put some floral sticks, you know, coming up through it if that's what you want to do. I can feel it getting a little loose. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit more. Now what I like to do is wherever your tails are on one side, make them go on the other side. So this one was straight, so we're going to leave this tail straight in the middle, and then we're going to open up our 2 loops. And I get kind of picky, especially down in the bottom where they get kind of wrinkled up. I try to open all that up.
Papa, we're going to go inside for a little bit.
Okay.
We'll be back out after a while.
All right. And but just open them up, find where that white tail's at, and go across from it. That way they kind of stay across one another. Let that single loop, find your red tail, it's across here, and then you got your other 2 loops. Now it looks like I want to actually shorten. I want to make this one a little longer, so but that's why you don't tighten it up yet. And this one here a little bit longer. So I could pull a little bit through, make sure they're pretty close. It looked like this side was a little shorter than the other. And then just make sure you take them tails and put between your fingers and give it that curl. And then fluff all your little ears out. And then you can kind of, if you want to bring them up together right there in that center, you can. And this one is really good, like I said, if you're putting on a grapevine, kind of like, oh, she took it. I thought I had one up there. But if you're putting it on a grapevine and you're sticking florals kind of around it, there's not so many loops that you have to worry about, you know, getting anything done. So super simple, super cute. It'll stand. You'll see once you lay it down, you'll wind up seeing all your colors, you know, kind of go through. Now it's not going to lay straight. Now once I got it done though, you can get a couple more clicks, and then I take my handy dandy wire cutters and cut the zip tie off, and you've still got your chenille stems to tie to. So if somebody's interested in buying these, now when they come in the box now, because they're fairly big bows, you're gonna have to fluff them. So this is what this video on the With the Bickums channel is for you to watch and go back and see how, you know, and you'll have to, you know, just work with it and refluff them back out, because they're going to come shipped to you kind of flat, because you can't put all these in a big old box, you know. So alright, so bow number 1 down. So this super cute, quick, patriotic bow turned out really good. I hope you enjoyed making this style as well. You can just put it into your project any way you want. Absolutely super easy. Takes a little practice to get better at making them, but just keep working at them, y'all. So I'm Craig with the Bickums. Y'all come back and join me again. Let me know in the videos that you enjoyed and got some value from it. Give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to our With the Bickums channel. Bye, everybody.